Hi, my name is Sam Chance. I'm a principal consultant with Cambridge Semantics. We offer a knowledge graph platform, and I've been involved in knowledge graph technology since 2002, and I've seen a lot of changes over time, and happy to share that knowledge graph is in vogue and wholly adoptable for your enterprise. And we'll talk about, we now have a means to implement, deploy, and maintain knowledge graph-based solutions that are cost effective. And the way we do it is we have a query engine that scales horizontally on commodity compute resources, whether they be physical or virtual. So technology is no longer a inhibitor to wide-scale enterprise scope use of knowledge graph technology. So what are the obstacles to making this happen? If it was so easy, wouldn't everybody be doing it? Well, practically speaking, technology is no longer the barrier to adoption and application. We have the technologies, we have the tools, we abstract users from the details, and we're able to do it. But some areas that can be challenging is culture. For example, as I said earlier, analysts, a lot of end users identify their core job as being data collectors and aggregators. There's a lot of expertise built up in the extract, transform, and load function, and people may view the knowledge graph as replacing their job. So it's important to inculcate the understanding that the knowledge graph doesn't replace them, it shifts their focus. So they apply more effort toward analysis and outputting interesting information or making better, more informed decisions. And they can get through the decision cycles more quickly because the data is already integrated. Now, this doesn't mean or imply that an enterprise has to create a knowledge graph of all of their sources before they can go. You just start with 2 or more sources for a particular use case. You integrate that, and then as questions, as requirements expand, you add more data sources. So you do this, you create this in an iterative and incremental fashion, and then your knowledge graph becomes the norm. Another challenge is trust. When data is semantically integrated from many sources, users and especially decision makers start to have questions like, where did this data element come from? How do I know I can trust it? So another element which is important in knowledge graph applications is pedigree and lineage. The commercial implementations like Anzo build in a lot of metadata to track the life of a given data element from the point of connection all the way through to and including any given view that includes that information. And of course, this pedigree data, metadata, can be surfaced in your applications, and that helps with explaining answers and validating answers. And then there's a thread all the way back to the original data source or the field in a data source for auditing purposes. Another challenge can be resistance to change. We have, of course, every data-rich enterprise has a pretty robust and elaborate data processing and analysis ecosystem. So why change it? The reality is that the knowledge graph is deployed as an overlay. So you can maintain your existing investments and still deploy the knowledge graph as an added capability without disrupting current operations. And like I mentioned earlier, you can start with a use case and then expand it as you go. And over time, the enterprise may shift toward the knowledge graph as the core capability, but there's no need to rip and replace anything. If you're interested in learning more or seeing it in action, you could reach out to us at Cambridge Semantics, and we'd be happy to give you more information and show you some demonstrations. I sure do appreciate you tuning into this. Thank you.